Hi everybody. Well, yesterday's video, I actually had some comments out there from people who said, what? You're blaming the United States? Actually, I kind of think I was praising the United States and blaming Canada. So some people messaged me and said, come on, it can't be that bad. I mean, look, we're even going to the movie theaters now. Our beaches are all open in Florida. Texas is opening up. Other states are starting to open up now. We're allowed to international travel. Vaccines are rolling out everywhere. Come on, it can't be that bad. Well, let me tell you about the new restrictions that were just introduced here in Ottawa and Ontario, Canada. So right now we were under a stay-at-home order. We're not supposed to be leaving the house. You're not allowed to visit friends. You're not allowed to visit relatives. You're not allowed to visit your mother, your father, your children. You're not allowed to leave your home. That's number one. All non-essential businesses were supposed to be closed except for takeout and for restaurants and curbside pickup. Now, as of midnight tonight, we are also now no longer allowed to meet people outside of our own house outdoors at the park. So I can't go to the park with my nephew and his kids to feed the ducks in the outdoor air of the world. You're not allowed to visit anyone outside of your own home, even outdoors now. You are not allowed, the golf courses are now closed. Baseball parks are now closed to sporting activities. All outdoor activities are suspended. Basketball courts are closed, tennis courts are closed. Basically, you're not allowed to even go outside. Playgrounds are closed, swing sets are closed. Everything is closed outside. Your box stores have been closed even further now with further restrictions, saying that you are down to 25% capacity in stores, which is not a big deal because nothing's really open anyway, really, except grocery stores. But another new restriction coming now is you're no longer allowed to cross the border into the province of Quebec, which is 4 miles that way. And now you're not allowed to cross the border into Manitoba, which is almost 1,000 miles that way. But they are setting up police car roadblocks now on all the bridges and roads coming to and from Quebec and Manitoba. The only reason you're allowed to cross the border now is if you're, for instance, Ottawa and Hull and Gatineau are basically one city, but some of it's in Quebec, some of it's in Ottawa, unless you're going to work, because a lot of people work in the federal government buildings on that side and vice versa. You're only allowed to do that, or you're only allowed to come for medical aid, like medical care. If somebody's in the hospital on this side, or if you have a doctor's appointment on this side of the border, it's the only reason you're allowed to go across. You're not allowed to go across to visit relatives. You're not allowed to go across to the parks into Canada. We're not allowed to go to our cottage in Quebec that we own, our own property. We're not allowed to go there. And probably one of the most scary things that they've done is they've instituted special police powers. That's never a good thing, right? Instituting special police powers. There's never anything that could possibly go wrong with doing that, right? And I'm a big proponent of law and order. I'm not again, you can protest all you want, but I don't believe rioting is ever acceptable. That's just my own personal feelings. But they are now allowed to stop cars randomly, no questions asked anymore. They're allowed to stop people on the street, no questions asked. Where are you? Where are you going? Where do you live? If you don't show and you don't cooperate with the police and show your ID and tell them, you are now up possible fines of around $750 per infraction and possible arrest. That's the new orders here in Ottawa, Canada, and basically all of Ontario. And it's 100%. 100%. The reason we're in these restrictions and everything is not the public's unwillingness to follow the rules. It's not the public's, non-concern for the virus. That might be where we're at now. That might be the point that we've gotten to. The real culprit to all this and the real reason we're in this mess is the complete mishandling of COVID by the Canadian government, both provincially and federally. Provincially, where's the vaccines? Every day we hear more and more vaccines are being delayed, while they hold press conferences saying that we procured more vaccines again, and they're expected to arrive any day now. We're going to get 4 more million doses between now and the end of June of this vaccine. But in the same breath, they're telling us, oh, by the way, 1.5 million of those doses won't be arriving till July or August, and the 600-some thousand we thought we were getting this week won't be coming for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, oh yeah, and Johnson & Johnson that we were hoping to get, we might not be using it because where is the vaccine rollout? There is no vaccine rollout. People, they keep on saying, please, when it's your turn, sign up and get a vaccine. Please, just sign up. We're all signing up. The populace of Canada is 85% pro getting the vaccine. There's nobody hiding from getting the vaccines. The trouble is there's no vaccines to get. That's the problem. And so yesterday when I was asking the United States government, it's not an endorsement against, the United States government of any kind. In fact, both sides of the political spectrum did better than Canada. There would have been no vaccines for the new presidency to give out had the already not been the money spent and the procedure started to get the vaccine started and rolling out by the previous administration. And the new administration has done a great job in ramping up the production. So it's nothing but good job by both sides of the government in the United States. You can't say that here in Canada. In Canada, all provincial, even the provincial parties, failure to lock down properly, failure to lock down quick enough. It's just been, if you're going to lock down, you can't just piecemeal locking down. You can't pick and choose what to lock down. It doesn't work. You have to lock down everything, and they didn't do it. They tried to walk the fine line and everything, and by doing the fine line, everybody has suffered. Because it's an up and down. One day you're open, next day you're closed. Oh, buy some food for your restaurant because you're able to open up. And then literally less than 2 weeks later, oh, by the way, all that food's going to go to waste because you have to shut down at midnight tonight. That's literally been the way things have been working in Canada. From every single government in Canada. Except maybe the Maritimes, who did a maritime bubble and said, we don't want anyone in here. Everybody else from the rest of the country, stay away. and their cases are the lowest in the country. Now we have lockdowns between Quebec and Canada, Manitoba and Ontario. Quebec and Ontario. Great. Well, okay, but guess what? There's still 30,000 people arriving every week from different countries landing in Toronto Airport. Every week. But it's okay, because that poor person from Ontario going to his cottage in Quebec, he's the reason that there's viruses and the spread of the virus. We have to stop them from going to their own property. The kid playing basketball by himself under the net, shooting hoops, he's the problem. Two kids playing tennis on opposite sides of the court from each other, they're the problem. That's the reason we have the virus spread, everybody. It's not the 30,000 people arriving every single week from Dubai and from India and from Lebanon and from Brazil. It's not there, everybody. It couldn't be, right? I mean, yes, we're getting planes in from India every single day. And yes, they have 200,000 cases a day in India. But that can't be the reason, right? It's very, very frustrating. And so that's kind of why I mentioned yesterday, hey, dear President Biden, if you can send us the vaccines that you don't want, you literally don't want them. You're not using them. Your own FDA has not approved them, but they're there sitting there, and Canada has approved them. We'll take them. But some people thought I was criticizing the United States. No. If anything, I think the United States has done a bang-up job, both governments, when they were in office, as far as the vaccine rollout is concerned. Our government is definitely not one to be praised here in Canada.